Yo 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 mga kachimek, no? As I've mentioned in the previous video, in the lecture video, this video would be dedicated in answering some problems that are related to the Dalton's law of partial pressure. In here, we'll be we'll be tackling some problems that are related to the ideal gas equation and some problems that are quite tricky, no? But is still related to the Dalton's law of partial pressure. So are you ready? Let's go! Alright, so to begin, let's have an easy problem, no? As mind, what do you call that? Mind exercise o mind warm up, no? Diba? Kung may warm up ang katawan, may warm up din ng utak. So let's begin with a very simple problem. Again, as usual, as I read the problem, you can start solving and I'll give you time to pause the video, and to make this video shorter, automatically I'll say the answer. I'll solve the problem with you. So yan, as I remembered in your expectations, you want to relate chemistry in your daily life. So I'll be using examples that are actually in our daily day-to-day basis. So example, bygone here with me, no, they are very similar. I'm not endorsing bygone. Inside, these are gases. No? The total pressure of the gas in this can is 1.5 atm. Now, these are just hypothetical example, and these are not accurate. A certain gas, no, in this bygone exerts 0.10 atm. What is the partial total pressure exerted by all of the other gases? So in order to solve this one, of course, we have to write first the given. So the given are, let me use a blue pen. The given are, let me go back. What are the given there? 1.5 atm as the total pressure and 0.10 as the partial pressure. So the total pressure of the bygone, so I'll use PT for that case, is 1.5 atm. Diba? Most of aerosol sprays have high, high pressure, diba? Kaya strong ang mga cans nila. And if you throw them to the fire, please do not do so. They will explode because the gases inside there are constantly moving, and we learned in the different gas laws that if you increase the temperature, what will happen to the gas? Now, the kinetic molecular energy would increase. Now, the kinetic energy would increase, and they'll try to burst their way out. Kaya sumasabog yung mga aerosol cans kapag tinatapon sa spray. So, a certain gas, that is PX, sa fire rather, sa spray, PX, exerts a 0.10 atm. Now, we don't know what that gas is. Then, the problem is looking for the total partial pressure of all the gases. Say, for instance, madaming gases, ayaw mo nang alamin yung individual nila. So, we can simply assign PX plus, sabihin natin PY, P1, P2, again, it doesn't matter, PA, PB, I don't really care. So, we're looking for the PY. So, PY, we transpose or use the additive inverse, PT. Hopefully, you know this already, this is basic math. Transpose PX, that would be PT, that this is T, T, PT, not J, PT, PT minus PX. Substitute, the partial pressure of the total gas would be simply 1.5 atm minus, bear with me, internet, 0.10 atm. Sige, hindi siya nakikisama. And that would give me, the answer would be, naglalag na basta mga gantong oras. The answer would be 1.4 atm. Significant figures, 2. So 1.4 atm. Alright? There you have it, no, that partial total pressure of the unknown gases is 1.4 atm. That's problem number 1. Hopefully you got the correct answer. Let's have problem number 2. What if the problem goes like this one? No, it's a bit complicated and a bit in one look you'll be shocked. But let's try to analyze. No, humid air on a warm summer day is approximately 20% oxygen, 75% nitrogen, and 4% water vapor and 1% argon. No? You're looking at our atmosphere on a morning. Probably that's 10 a.m. What is the partial pressure of each component in ATM if the atmospheric pressure is 750 mmHg? Now, if you want to convert it, 1 ATM is 760 mmHg. Now, how are we going to solve this? We are given the total pressure. No, we have the total pressure. No, the atmospheric pressure. We have this one. However, no, we have this one. So, mali ang pang-highlight ko. We have this one. However, we don't have the individual pressure. But rather, we have some numbers in percentage form. No, pause the video and try to solve it. Great, no? If you found a way to solve it, that's very wonderful. Now, let's try to solve it. We have the given, the percentage, and of course, I forgot to include the total. PT. The PT is 750 mmHg. If I want to convert it in ATM para mas madali, no, since it's our standard unit of measurement, as we discussed last Gen Chem 1, I'll be using a calculator. So, 750 divided by 760, that would give me 0.98 or 97. So, I'll be using 0.986 pala, sorry. 986 or 987 to be more accurate. I'll use 3 significant figures so that it will not affect my result. 0.987 since and i-round up ko siya. Alright, 987. So how should I solve this particular problem? Now, I only have the total pressure. So, since we are given the percentage abundance or simply the percentage, we can transform this given into decimal points, the percentage. So, we'll just get the 20% of 0.987, the 75% of 0.987, 4% of 9.87, and 1% of 9.87. So, I'll be converting this to decimal. The P of oxygen, so I'll be using PO2. The partial pressure of oxygen would be 0. Yan, nawawala ang dot. Bakit? 0.20. No, I move 2 decimal places to the left to convert it to decimal so that I can I can include them. So 0.987. The rest will follow. P of nitrogen, P of N2, that's 0. If you notice, oxygen is O2 and nitrogen is N2. These are diatomic molecules, no, as discussed in Gen Chem 1. Yan, 0, ganyan na lang natin, 0.97. Eto, be careful kapag isang decimal lang or isang digit lang, that's 0.04. Usually yan ang common mistake ng estudyante, ginagawa nilang 0.40, no? And 0.01 for argon, no? Kaya pala naubos, kaya alam niyo ba kung bakit konti ang ang argon, di ba? Kahit bakit 1% lang siya kasi most of them are gone. Yan, salamat sa mga tumatawa, no? This is P of vapor na lang, PV, and this is P of A. So we are multiplying them to the total pressure of the atmosphere. So 0.987. Ang pangit talaga pag sa online nagre-record. Medyo nadidelay ang handwriting. Anyways, we simply use our calculator. So, yan, 0.20 multiplied to 0.987. That would give me 0.1974. So So, 0.1974. 0.1974. PN2, 0.75. Palitan ko lang to. That would be 6909. 0.696909. I can actually convert this into two significant figures kasi yan, tagdadalawa lang sila ang least significant figures nila. Pero okay lang naman kung ganyan since we are talking about partial pressure so that it will match with my 987. 0.04. That would be 0.3948. 0.39. Ayan, bear with me for a bit. Parang 4 na din yung 9. That's 3948. Hopefully you can follow, no? Though we are actually doing it slow. Baka that's the purpose of the internet. When we have 0.01, that's 0.0987. 0.0987. 0.0987. Yan. Makisama ka. Very good. Ang cute ng marker. Alright. Yan. Kunwari, yan. 7 na yan. So, there you have it. No? The 4 partial pressures of the components of our atmosphere. So, see, we didn't need any of the partial pressure because the percentage are actually given. No. Let's proceed with problem number 3. Hopefully, you got the correct answer, no? Or if not, you can follow how we solved it, no? To give you an idea for how to solve problem number 3. So, the problem number 3 goes like this one. An average 7 kilogram Petron gasol has a total of 24.8 atm pressure. It contains 2 mole of butane and 8 mole of propane. No, just a trivia, a gasol contains both butane and propane. No, si butane, those organic compounds pa natin yan, sa alkane pa natin pag-uusapan. No, usually it burns. I'm not sure kung ano yung mas sa low fire. Butane ata yun. Butane burns in the low fire, tapos si propane sa mataas na fire. So, kaya minimix sila para balance kung gusto mo ng low flame or high flame. 2 mole of butane and 8 mole of propane. These are flammable gases. What are the partial pressure exerted by each gas? Now, we have a problem. Diba? Kanina, percentage sana, we can use it just to simply multiply it to the total pressure. But here we are given the number of moles of a specific gas. It doesn't give us a percentage. So how can we solve it? You may now pause the video and try to think on how to solve it. Alright, if you can solve it, or if you get an idea without searching the net for 5 minutes, you're a brilliant one. If you use the internet, you're a creative one. You're a madiskarteng estudyante. No, but if you find trouble in solving it, don't you worry, because that's my role as your teacher to teach you how to solve problems such as this one. No? The previous problem was a preparation for this one. It will give us an idea that we need to get the percentage of the moles, no, or the percentage of each gases that are involved, so that we can multiply it to the total pressure to get the partial pressure of each gases. Hopefully na-follow nyo. So to solve this, I'll be now introducing the so-called mole fraction, diba? Kung inintroduce ko kasi siya una, baka masyak kayo kung ano siya or whatnot. So, the mole fraction is just the concentration of any individual component in a gas mixture. Now, it's simply the ratio of the moles of individual gases in a mixture to the number of total, or to the total number of moles of gases. Now, it's the symbol for mole fraction is a chi. or a chi. Different school, different pronouncement. That's chi square or chi square. I prefer using chi. So chi square, a curve and a slant seemingly close to an x. This is the symbol for our mole fraction. Now, what is a mole fraction? By the name itself, it's just a fraction of the total number of moles. So for this case, the mole fraction of butane will simply be 2 moles over 2 plus 8. Because the total number of moles of the mixture of gases is 10, that would be 2 over 10. That's the mole fraction of butane. The mole fraction of propane would be 8 over 8 plus 2 or 8 over 10. No? That's the mole fraction. No? Again, the fraction of the mole. Diba? Or ito ang formula. No? The chi or the mole fraction is of a certain gas is just its mole fraction over the total mole of gas. So this is the formula. And that would give us seemingly the percentage. No? The mole fraction is related actually to the percentage, and we can multiply it to the total pressure to get the partial pressure of a certain gas. Now let's solve this now without further blah blah blah. So the given are 24.8 atm. The total pressure is 24.8. Yan, medyo mabilis ang internet. Sumasabay sa ang ating pen. 24.8 atm. Now, we are to get the partial pressure of our butane, our but. So, B na lang. So, we are to get the partial pressure of our butane. And the partial pressure of our, pangit kasi pag propane na, PP. PB and PP. So to get that, we get first the mole fraction of the butane. So the mole fraction of butane will be XB, di ba? XB. Alam nyo, planado ko to lahat. Charot lang. So that would be 2, as I was saying, that's the mole number of butane over the total mole. So 2 plus 8, diba? Just to be procedural, 2 over 10, it gives us, yan, makisabay ka naman, 2 over 10, it gives us 0.20. Tama ba? 0.20 mole fraction. And the mole fraction of propane would be 8 over 2 plus 8, that's the total pressure. That would give us 8 over 10. That would be 0.80. And the total is 1, no? Or 100%, because the mole fraction is very similar to the percentage abundance. We just get it in terms of mole, that's why we call it mole fraction. And with this in mind, we can now use the formula of PB, of the partial pressure of butane, is just equal to the mole fraction of butane times the total pressure. Alright. Sige. Pag bandang baba na, nagpabagal ng internet. So PB, that would be 0.20. Oh, nawala yung 0.20 atm. 0.20 atm. And the total pressure is 24.8. So this is actually the actual pressure of a 7 kilogram LPG gas, diba? Very dangerous ang LPG. Be very careful when handling them. 24.8 atm. So 0.20 times 24.8. By the way, if you have calculator, no need to watch this part. Pwede mo nang i-input. That would be 4.96. No? 4.96. The partial pressure of the butane is 4 4.96 atm. 4.96. Aha. Mahirap talaga magsulat. ATM. Alright. Sige. So, to check if you've watched the first video and this video, no, if you are really a Kachimik, and just to check your comprehension, on your assignment, after this, there's a written handout with a lot more of examples, and then an assignment or a task that should be submitted within the day. No, I will place an item without a question, and your answer there should be the partial pressure of the propane in this particular item. I'll repeat. Now, to check if you're watching the video and if you reach up to here, no, I'll be giving an assignment with item number 1 but without a specific question. No? And you should write the answer here. No, the answer for the partial pressure of propane. Alright? Hopefully you get it, mga Chimek. Thank you if you're still here with me.